Hello everyone. Hopefully the stream is running as usual. I hope one day I get confident enough with how Twitch works that I can start a stream without first checking for 5 minutes that it actually is streaming. Because I feel like it's impossible to know sometimes. You don't really get any feedback that it's working. Unless you have another monitor set up, which I do. But I always have to go and check it. Make sure it's working. Just waiting for it to load. It looks like it's working. What we are going to do today, or try and do today, is do the certificate searching. So this is the flaming penguin that runs across New Zealand. Oh, lots of interesting stuff. Alarm New Zealand. These don't have any... Wow, I mean, that's interesting. Let's not click on it. But it doesn't have HTTPS. What about this one? This one? It does. Here we are. Here's a certificate. Common name of server. And there's a little fingerprinty stuff here. So we implemented this last time, and this lets us view all the information about a certificate if it ever loads. We've also got this one here. Oh, whoops. I mean this one here. Certificate. Oh, are we not? I guess we need a rescan on our little local instance here. Oh, here's one. There we are. That's what we got. And so similar here. Though it did seem to glitch out. We'll fix that another day. For now, oh no, it has everything. Okay, so that's an example of a fingerprint there. Here's another one here. One thing we don't have at the moment, though, is the ability to search. So we have our fingerprint displayed, and if you know the fingerprint of an SSL certificate, you can easily go and check it. You can have its domain here, but you can't search. You can't say, well, what else does stuff have? Can you give me star.stuff? You can't say, what else is using this fingerprint? Because it doesn't actually list here what's using it. So I think we should add some of that stuff today. So once again, let's reference Census. I hope I don't get sued one day by Census as they realize that I'm just copying what they're doing. For this part at least. It's definitely not copying it for the rest of it, the infrastructure, but for this part. So let's have a look. Stuff. I've just been using this as this is something that can easily choose as a certificate to use. Okay, so when you're in a certificate, you can explore based on same identity, which is the key plus the subject. Same public key. I guess you can have the same public key with multiple certificates. It's not really something I've thought about doing before, but I guess that makes sense. Same serial number, same names. I don't know if we really need to implement these. This one here, IPv4 hosts using the certificate. I think that would definitely be useful. So if we have the fingerprint of a certificate, knowing what is using it would be nice. I'm just thinking, is it better to display them? How does this work? If you click that one there. Okay, so it is a search. And it just shows you the thing. Well, I guess we should do a search as well then. I feel like that would make the most sense if we just have a little search bar for it. So we don't have any search currently. We have URLs but no search. People think this is a search, but it's not. So I think we'll add a new section to the homepage here that says search. You can put in like a certificate search. We can put in that. The other thing I want to be able to search for is like if we with certificates. If we search in a certificate for stuff.co.nz, what does that come up with? Yeah, okay, so it comes out with all these different things here. It'd be nice to do a wildcard. If we do star dot. I'd like to be able to do wildcard searching as well, but for now, let's do the related things. So we'll say if we have a fingerprint, what is using that fingerprint? I think that's something useful. Also, while we're here, let's have a look at the stats, the daily stats. There we are, still on our little downward trajectory. 13th, 30th. That's doesn't seem like it's giving us the new data, does it? When was the last time it ran? 13th. We've definitely been scanning since the 13th. I'll have to deal with that another day. But it looks like since we implemented the scanning, it doesn't seem to be giving us what we want. Oh well, let's deal with that for another day. For now, our graph is a bit sad though, not loading properly. Keep that open. Okay. We are going to be working in the dashboard today. And I guess we'll start by making the template. So we have a little launcher scan. Let's just copy all of this. Where's the form? Oh, there we are. Okay. Scans. We'll put it, I guess, at the top. It's kind of the main thing we'll be doing at the moment. Okay. Search for a certificate. It should be not scan, but certificate search maybe. Sure, sounds fine. Sorry, once again, still my disk is not very tidy. Hard to type. Search for a certificate. Search for hosts using a certificate's fingerprint. Yes. Okay, the name is going to be... So I'd like to change this later, but for now this works. And let's think, we have a fingerprint somewhere right here. Let's just pop that one in. I guess we should specify what it can be, which is the SHA-256, SHA-1, or MD5. Those are the 3 types of fingerprints we'll allow you to search on. You know what? Actually, for now, we'll just say one type. If you have one, you can easily get the others. Okay, so rather than scan, it's going to be search. I think that's good. Let's have a look. Looks ugly, but it does fulfill the function we need, I believe. So let me just make it a little bit wider. Thousand pixels, please. Maybe it already is 1,000 pixels. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. I think we can set a width on that if we need it later. I guess it has a default width. Sure, this is fine. Okay, so if we were to search on it, it will give us a little error. Page not found. Okay, so let's implement that page now. We need to add the endpoint for it, and I guess it'll be similar to the scan one. So what does the scan handler take? Requires the client for sending requests. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that. We are gonna only accept post requests, I think, to that. Oh, I guess it can be a GET request, right? Because GET requests can be cached. Yeah, let's make it a GET request. Okay. What is it? Certificate search. And I guess we just put the handler there. Certificate search handler. Yeah, I think the way we want to do it is like kind of like through fingerprint equals foo, because that just seems like the way to implement search properly. I'm trying to think if there's any downsides. One problem we have had with kind of how we've done stuff in the past. So at the moment everything's like, oh, whoa, fancy, look at these URLs, wow, so cool. But one of the issues we've ran into, is that with popular services, for example, some of the services contain slashes in them, and then how do you, so is it you encode it, but then the issue is then we have Nginx in front of Golang, which decodes it, and so it's bad. So it's kind of put me off putting things as URLs if there's not a good reason to do it, then I'm thinking that possibly we should just leave it out. Okay, we do need to emulate the template slightly for that, but that is easy to do. Change that to get. Sure. There we are. Okay, so let's just make our certificate search handler now. I think it's the only searching thing we have. I'm trying to think, what is the best thing? I guess it'll be close to the certificate HTTP handler. copy that one. And we'll assume that it's going to be somewhat similar. Oh, whoops, yeah. I did not actually mean to do that. So let me go back here. Here we are. Certificate search outlet. Okay, we take a fingerprint from, I think that'll just work how it is. If it's not specified, then hex decoded, otherwise it can't be passed. Yeah, I mean, this is all very, very similar. Okay, here we are. So we need to, rather than finding one, we need to find all. So let's have a look at that. So my cat is in the background making a lot of noises. Unmaintained. Oh no. Guess we have to change that at some point. I want to know what the API is when we already have it. I guess we use an iterator. Show me a little example here. Find.iter. Sure, that'll work. Just trying to think. We probably want this on the hosts dash reporting database because we don't want to know. We don't want like old host records. I don't think that'll be useful for us. Okay. Does iter return an error? I feel like we ran into this before. It doesn't, right? What does iter return? A bool. Returns true if it was false at the end of the revolve set or an error occurred. When next returns false, the error method should be... okay, I see. Sure, we can just do something similar to that. And then we'll be doing this. Return. We also need to do an HTTP error here, don't we? So the user knows. Sure, that's fine. They'll be able to figure out what's going on there. This does not... Wait, it returns a bool, right? Okay, it returns the iterator, rather. Okay. I knew I was missing something up there. That's the iterator. And then... for iter.next. I don't think we actually need the iterator. I think we can just use get all. Why are you using Go? Do it in Rust. That's from the Twitch chat. That's a good question. The reason I'm using Go is because I heard some people, as they watch it, they really enjoy how well my Go is. Like it's real on point. And so I do it because it's for all the people out there who look at my code and think, damn, that is some nice code. I should just do that. Is it called, what was it called? Fetch all, get all, find all, find all? What's it called? My cat is up on the monitor. I've got one of those slidey screen monitors and she likes jumping on it and forcing it down. She's also real distracting. Okay, here we are. Apply batch comment count. Ugh, there's like a thing that just gives me all of the... Just like gives me a big little fucking thing with all of it in there, right? Find returns a query. Oh, that is it. I don't know why it took me so long to see that. And it returns an error. Okay. Why is there like an iter to all? Seems kind of weird to have your iterator give you all the results, but sure, whatever works. Ida. Must not be used with result sets that are large. That's fine. I figure if anyone crashes this, it's their fault. You might have a reference for this actually as soon as you remember that you did something in. Like finding them all. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this API is not the nicest one. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they do an iterator and then just get all of them straight from that. Anyway, hosts equals. Well, they do it like this. Let's just copy that little syntax there. Like that. Sure. Getting hosts error. We probably will need that helper function as well. Hey, kitty. Yeah. That wasn't me. That was her. Okay, we're gonna need a new template for it. Let's call it certificate search results. Seems fine. Plus template. Okay, this part is different though. So originally we only cared about getting out matching certificates. I think in this case we just want every host. We don't really care. Like a host could theoretically have, 1,000 services on it, and it might be annoying to be like, well, which one of these services has the matching certificate? But I don't think it's enough for us to really care about at this stage. I think we can just say that every hosts we show up. We just list every host now. Okay, so the data is going to be a set of hosts. Just hosts. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we need? I think we can just pass in the hosts. And then let's assume we can just pass in the hosts for now. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Gonna execute certificate. Make that consistent. It's not consistent everywhere, but it's consistent in enough places. Okay, I think that is enough to start. Okay. Okay, I guess that format is not what we want. Can we just do hosts like this? Will that just... Oh, it does. Cool, perfect. Binding. Okay, go back over here. No fingerprint specified. Well, I guess that syntax was not perfect then, was it? But we will figure it out. Golang get variable HTTP handler. Global variables. No, I just want is stop path. Oh, come on, there's like a little parser for that, right? You have to pass settings? What? No. There's definitely going to be an easier way of doing it. Just go to the docs. They'll list it there for us somewhere. This is the request library. I want the little servy one. Client, handler. We take a request, right? Yeah, okay, so in a request, parse form, not exactly what we want. Method, URL. Header, body, host, form. Like, is it like a form? Patch, post, put, form. Where's the get parameters then? URL.values is for post. Multiform, header, remote address. Get HTTP get variables. Okay, so we got to do it like this. Take the URL, query it, and get the key out. This will just work. Da, da, da. That didn't work. Oh, because it can be like a, can we just do that? Ah, wrong line. 383. Sure, let's just say that we'll do that and it'll just cause an error. Vars declare. Ah, come on. Wait, is that not how we should be doing it? Just okay, no, because we don't need stuff from the way we define variables. Yeah, okay, let's just try again. Okay, that's perfect. That is the error we want. Also, I had to refresh my little browser, so if anyone was chatting, I would have lost your chat. Okay, we can create that. We got another window? No, this one. Actually, we can just go from here. Wait, what do we call it? So what is this page going to look like? We're going to be listing hosts out. So on the ones we currently list hosts, for example, when you click this one, shows you the hosts. Okay, so we just list the host and the open ports count. I mean, that's enough to start with. How does Census do it? Is this what we want? Pick a certificate. Certificate. Sure, this one here. Explore things using it. Gotcha. So they list more information about the host, which we can eventually list stuff like that. I mean, realistically, we already know that, geez, cat, the certificate fingerprint is going to be correct. And then the extra information here is like what ports are actually open. So our ports count is for finders now. So we're going to be doing essentially the top services one. So let's copy that. So that is services. Yeah, okay, service. Let's copy that across. Let's put a little title in here. Oh yeah, okay. So we shouldn't really be doing just passing the host in, because what we really need is the certificate details, a little bit of the certificate details. We don't really need much of it, but at the very least, having the fingerprint of the certificate you just searched for is kind of nice. This should be okay though. For in the hosts, the IP address, link to open mods. Okay, mainly that's what we already need. So services handler. Just copy the little struct that they create at the end. Wait, they just pass on services? Where are we? Count service version port. No, sorry, we want service handler. Because we are only looking at a single thing. And then we'll we'll take all of that. Get the template data as well. Certificate search. We're almost done. This feature is only a few minutes away from completion. Let's just pass in the fingerprint. Just call it fingerprint. Up, cat, stop. Oh. She's getting tangled up on the all the cables I've got here. Cat. Hang on, once again. I'm gonna be right back as I go and get a toy for her to play with. Okay, where are we? Let me just set back down. Yeah, Vim was definitely not made for people who have cats, because a cat walks into your keyboard and you come back and it's not the same Vim you left. It's different. We can get rid of all of this, and instead of passing it host, we can get rid of that one as well. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, what? Okay. No host found. Well, that's a start. Let's have a look. What are we doing everything right? Make sure we're searching for a certificate we actually have. This one here? Nope, that one won't work. Well, we can search for this one again. Let's search for this one again. Whoops. If we launch a scan for that, that is not right. Is there a HTML error? I think our form is perhaps nested. Yeah, I think we missed a closing tag on our form. That's pretty easy to fix. Yes, just there. Good thing we found that. Okay, go back here. Now we can search again. Wait for that to actually search for stuff. Kind of ugly at the moment. Oh well. We want this one here. When was the last time you were scanned? Okay, so I'll finish scanning. Restart that. Okay. There we are. Now it has the fingerprint. Okay. So if we search on our little homepage for that certificate, there we are. Look at that. Tells us every host using that fingerprint. So let's roll that out to the production instance, because one thing I'm interested in is like I'd love to know what the most popular certificates are in New Zealand, because I feel like it's going to be like some NAS fingerprint, something that was built as NAS, you know what I mean. Some piece of garbage that all has the same certificate. Okay. Let's have a look. We want that one. We want that one. We want all of that. And all of that. Just double check when we specify an invalid one. Yeah, seems fine. Potentially we could be like, hey, that's clearly not a certificate, but it doesn't really hurt, I don't think. Also have to see how the performance looks on production, because we don't have any what do you call it? Don't have any indexes on it, so we might have to add some. Okay. Add the ability to search for certificates. Search for hosts using a certificate. This is done through the certificate fingerprint for now. Okay, let's go across to here. That's done. Okay, we'll just stop and restart everything now. And then we'll see. What are the popular certificates in New Zealand? Or we won't already see what's popular, but we'll see if any certificates seem to be popular from the little bit we can see. Come on, come back up. There we are. Here we are. Search for a certificate. So let's go back here. Does this one have one? Sure. Yeah, that looks like it'll have lots, right? A little bit slow, isn't it? Yeah, we're definitely going to have to add some indexes on to make that happen in any reasonable time. Start up with a plus. We could potentially trim that out. But user error. We'll let them deal with it. Okay, my spidey senses tell me this is too slow currently. But adding an index is not something that is anything we need to do with code. Adding an index is just something we can do separately. So I don't think we really need to worry about it. Okay, so only one thing using that. So potentially, like, the way OpenWort generates its certs is nice and good. Let's see if we can find something that has more than one. Mux on sale. What about you? Ice Cream D. Sometimes I wonder about these delicious names that things have. Cradle Point. I mean, yeah, that seems like it. Right, it seems like it's a common thing. Just go back to the homepage. Am I? Yeah, wait. I guess I'm just copying it with the space as well. Yeah, because I copy it from now. If there's an easier way to copy it. Okay. That's only using. I guess people aren't reusing SSL certificates much anymore. Or at least not like they used to. Because I feel like staff was using all the same SSL certificates for a long period. What's this? Wow, wind speed. Mobitex weather cam. Doesn't look super recent considering it's night here at the moment. Just trying to see if there's anything else that kind of looks like it might have a default SSL certificate. Here? Draytech one maybe? There is a lot of Draytech routers in New Zealand for some reason. Not actually sure why, but there's a lot of them. Okay, we've been defeated. I don't think there's anything super nice we can do without knowing what is popular. I don't think we're going to be able to see anything with more than one on the list here. But one thing I will do is no, this is fine. The interface is ugly, but it's not something that is unusable at the moment. We can definitely make do with this. So the other search thing that we were thinking about adding was, if we go back to census, if we search here for stuff.co.nz, it shows us all the certificates that have a name that involves stuff. Not just the, I mean, I presume it's not just the, it's like a SAN as well. Let's search for this, for example. I'm assuming it shows up stuff that is in the SAN, not just the common name. At least that's how I would want it done. Yeah, sure. Like this one. Oh, well. I don't actually know. Yeah. Okay, it does. That is something that I would like to be able to do. The reason that's handy is that you can say, like, hey, show me all the certificates and hosts that are related to yahoo.com. And if any IPs are returning returning a certificate for yahoo.com, you want to be able to see that. So that is one reason to have that feature. I don't think it's super duper hard to do, depending on how we store it all in the database. So let's have a look. We want to basically just double check that how we're storing the DNS names, because that's one of the fields we'll be searching on. DNS names. This is a little bit difficult to read. Let's just limit it to 1. And we'll pop this in a formatter. Okay, where are we? Certificates. Okay, DNS names. Okay, yeah, so that is in a format that MongoDB will be able to search for. It's once again not indexed currently, but we can add an index for that. So when we have a name, stuff.co.nz, we need to do is say, well, does the, I guess the we want to say, does the subject match, or does the DNS names match? I want to, if you put something, does the subject have to be included in the DNS names? I feel like it doesn't. So maybe it's best to do both. If the subject matches, but subject matches are real annoying. I think it's not too hard to do an OR condition. If the subject matches or the DNS names match. And then if they do, then we just return the fingerprints for those certificates, and then people can click them and go and see where those certificates are being used. Which is very similar to the fingerprint search, actually, because our fingerprint search matches based on, one of these fields down here. And we'll instead be searching on this or that. Okay, the last thing we need to know before we start implementing it is, do we want it done through the same search? So if we go back to our homepage. Search for a certificate using this SHA-256 fingerprint. Search for a certificate using common name. I think having a separate search form for now is good, because MongoDB isn't a search engine, and we often run into problems where it's quite slow. So I'm thinking, for now, it's fairly trivial to say, is this a fingerprint? If it's a fingerprint, search based on fingerprint, else search based on DNS name. But I don't think it's necessary. So what do we call the endpoint? Certificate search, fingerprint. We can potentially do like certificate search and just pass on something else. No, let's just make a new endpoint. Someone can come back at a later date and determine how this needs to look and function. As long as the main features are there, I feel like someone else can do the user interface stuff. And who cares if it's ugly? Also, hey, Oddie and Bifta. Let's start by making our template again. We'll just go through the same process we just did, and that should be everything we need. I think this won't take too long as well. It's fairly similar to what we've already got. Okay. We'll do another form. Certificate search. Name. Using certificates. Subject. Subject. Or DNS names. Which I think we'll want more than that eventually, but for now, it's fine. Google.com. We also need to think about how we want to do wildcards, but if we do strict match for now, that'll be something, and then we can add in wildcards separately. Okay. Oh, it's starting to look real ugly. That needs to be not fingerprint. Name. Okay, like I said, we should just be able to copy out our previous fingerprint searchy thing. This one here. I guess it's kind of a mixture of both of them. Let's add it first. My cat is bored again. Where did we add it? Certificate search. I'm not sure these names are around the right way. Certificate search handler. Yeah, no. It'll be fine. Certificate search. Sure. And we are going to copy roughly this one, because most of this is how we want it. We are going to be using a get variable though. So we'll copy that from above. Isn't it nice when you get to the point in a project where you don't have to think anymore? You can just copy little bits you've already got from other places, and then it's like already done. Yes, this part. Where are we? Certificate name search handler. Yes. Name, right? We called it name. Yes. Singular. This one we can get rid of. Don't need parts as hex. Go from the database. To make it faster, we'll do it on the reporting database, but it probably shouldn't be. Okay, let's do it just on the DNS names for now, I think. So I closed the window, but I think it's just DNS names. Oh, actually, I have it open over here. What was it called? DNS names, no dashes. Okay, if that equals our little string, name string, cat. Okay, so we don't want one, we want like up here where we get more than one. And like all. But we are not getting hosts, we are instead getting fingerprints, which I realize I have to fix that up. Cat. Okay. I'm just trying to think, is this going to work here? Certificate found for extra hosts. Oh, no, okay. We are getting actually hosts. Because, yeah, MongoDB is going to return us hosts from that query, even though what we care about is fingerprints. Okay, cannot get host. We can change this. Certificate names. I think from here we actually are missing an error in a return. Because if we get to that point in it, we have an error, we kind of need to stop executing. Certificate names. I'm being attacked. Cat. Oh. She is enjoying the programming and wanting to jump all over the screen still. Okay, I think that will work. Hosts. Get hosts. Give an error. Hang on, I'm going to fix this down here while I'm here as well. We don't need a return from there. Wow, it's really sloppy when I made this one. And this one needs to have an HTTP error. Not status not found, but Ebony, stop it. One second, I'm gonna go get another cat toy. One sec. Okay. She is gonna be entertained. We got one of those like laser toy things that goes around pointing lasers for the cat. We've initially been like, oh, we're never gonna be one of those cat owners who plays with lasers with their cat because it's just lazy and trains them to try and catch lasers. It turns out that cats are annoying, so gotta do that occasionally. Did I do this right? Failed to get host for certificate. Because otherwise that's gonna glitch out at some point. Okay. This one here, certificate search handler. Yes. Okay. So our template is gonna be called certificate name. What do we call the other one? Certificate search results. Certificate name search results. We're gonna need to fix this up at some point. Search results. Okay. Create a certificate. Yes, we're searching for certificates. Put the certificates in if it matches. Okay, so here we need to change this. Check if the certificate is the one with the matching name. Because on a host it has multiple certificates. We only want to list certificates that are matching. So it's really not a nice way that MongoDB makes you do it. I feel like there potentially is like a much nicer way of doing it, but it's not one that I know of off the top of my head. So until we change to that fabled new API, I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to keep doing it like this. So I guess we need another loop. Name and range of candidate certificate dot DNS names. Certificate found equals true. And so we need what do we have up here? We have hosts. Okay, so this will need to be instead more like up there. So certificates database dot certificate. Yeah, like that. And then we'll append to that list as we find each certificate that seems like it's the one we want. So is that right? So I think it's, hang on, do I use append somewhere? I think, yeah, okay, so append is actually a function. Where were we? So we append certificate to certificates. To do match on CN2. Rather match on subject to, not just DNS names. Okay, certificates. This is actually a array of certificates. Slice, I think, technically map something. Certificates. I don't think any certificates exists. Whatever, we'll keep it there. Template data, execute, template. Okay, almost done. Name search. That's what it's called. Certificate name search results. Okay. Let's fix all the errors we have now. So I'm sure there will be meeting. That one's easy. should be namester. Yeah, that'll work. Also 5. Hosts extra details. Wait. Host dot extra details. Because we're only getting 1. Okay, so for host range hosts. Okay, I think that'll work. I know what you're thinking. This is bad code. And you would be right. But also, the result set at this point is going to be like, what, 20 hosts or something? It's not going to be enough that it really matters. So until either I learn how to use MongoDB or MongoDB gets good, or we switch to something else, that's how it's going to be. Certificate, 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 candidate certificate. Certificate. If name equals name string 0. You know, that's actually one of the few times where Golang telling me I'm not using a variable has actually saved my butt. Normally it's something stupid, but they're actually useful for once. Okay, search. Error passing certificate. Well, that is expected at this point. So let's have a look. What is it's going to show us hosts. No, fingerprints. It's going to show us certificates that match. What page shows us certificates? The closest one that shows us certificates is the host page. So let's do that. Certificate, name, search, results.html. Name, search, results. Okay. We can get rid of that. If the host exists, this is like not super great. It's just okay, what does that page look like? Because that will give us an idea of how we need to change it to make it actually work properly. Here we are. Bad example, I guess. Doesn't show any certificates. Let's go here. Does Moxa ones have one? No. Does one here have one? Yes. Okay, this is what it currently shows up like. Sure. This part we don't really need at the top. It's gonna be ugly. Sure. Get rid of this. Open ports. Extra details. So we do need it here. We need a range over dot hosts. Is there a way we can like name it something? Golang range template. There's like a little thing to be like, hey, make this called this thing. Whatever. Range over extra details. Sure. Don't care about this one or that one. That's the one I care about. Oh, wait. No, we're not even looping over hosts, are we? We're looping over the certificates. Certificates. Right. Oh, I gotta look up this other template thing now. Starting to get late. We are looping over certificates, each of which is an individual certificate. So we don't need that loop. We're pretty much already in here. Certificate number. No, just certificate. I feel like I definitely did not do the use the right template for this. Anyway, that one's done. Is that it? I feel like that's not going to work. Let's have a look. Error. Could not execute. Can't evaluate field certificates. Instruct. Okay, because we need to restart this. We renamed it. Wait for it to come up. Is it up? Is it telling us that it's got no certificates? We need to change how that looks, but... Wow, it works! Look at that! We can search for a certificate and every certificate shows up. What do I want to do? See if Google's got any certificates in New Zealand. No, they don't. What about Yahoo? Yahoo got any certificates? No, they don't. What about who's the New Zealand companies? What about the company's office? Sure. See if they come up. Wow. No, they don't, but who knows why that is? Maybe we haven't scanned them. Oh, I know why. This is our test database. Test database doesn't contain any of those companies, does it? Of course it's not going to show up then. I think that's not bad. We probably want to make this a little bit nicer to look at. Okay. Let's use the same as the hosts page. Host page, rather. So there's a banner we can use. We'll steal this one. Search results, and we don't actually have the name we searched for, or do we? Dot name. We can add that in pretty easily if it's not already in there. Is it? No, it's not. And then we can say range else. Oh, I love being able to do like a for loop with a else on it. It's so nice. No results found. Sure, that will look ugly, but it'll be fine. Okay, do we not have something called name? Guess not. Where are we? Civic accessible. We can get rid of that. And instead we'll have name cat. Oh my gosh. She's so cute, but ow! She's so bitey when she's in this playful mood. Ebony, stop. I'm gonna try and move my keyboard away. Oh. Okay, time to go turn her toy on again. Once again. Okay, almost done. And when I get done, then I can go play with her properly. String, and that will be name str0, I think is what we called it. Yes. Okay. That includes the name. Restart one time. Perfect. Look at that. Search results. And if we do... Oh, it's ugly, but it's working. Okay. Let's go and have a look. So we probably want to run Go format on this. I think it's only really the only file we'll touch today. Let's have a look. We have our template. We added it to the main page. We added our little function here, which seems to work okay. Changed some of that around. That could be a separate commit, but I'm too lazy to do it. So, add the ability to add searching for certificates based on DNS name. This does not include searching based on subject, but baby steps. Okay, let's deploy it. Have a look. See if we can find some of those elusive companies we couldn't see before. Close up some of these extra things we were using that prove how little I know about Golang. We just pretend those don't exist. Okay, here we are. It's ugly, but it works. Google.com. It's also slow. It has to iterate over every host and every certificate. Okay, so let's pick one we are pretty sure exists. There we are. Stuff. It's working. So let's try companies GT.NZ. I'm trying to think of like things that will exist in New Zealand. Oh, well, you know, one thing we know that... Oh, this one doesn't have any DNS names on it. We know that, for example, we have some examples here that do. So let's have a look here. This one here. So if we look up sanctum.geek.nz, I mean, it works for stuff, so it's probably going to work for this. Tell us how up-to-date our little database is. No, it's not. Well, it should be working, but it's not. If its stuff works. I think that certificate is valid. It's probably that, you know what it is we haven't been running the certificate module for long. So it takes approximately 3 months to scan New Zealand at the moment. And while we haven't, we obviously haven't had the module working for that long. So it hasn't been working. Also, lol, setting your common name to an IP address, that's bad practice, buddy. Okay, I think that's about it for today then. We have got it all working. It's slow, no indexes, but we can add that later. And we have a way to search for certificates now. It might be interesting to run some stats on it, like how many duplicate certificates there are based on public key and signature and who knows what else. Also, we can see like how many certificates we have that are certificate authorities. You know, are there any interesting weird ones that we don't have, or I don't know what'll be interesting, but we have got the guts of it done now. So I thank you for being with me while I've streamed and recorded today, and hopefully my cat is ready to go and play properly now. Alright, I'll see everyone later.